Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I'm bringing you a Division video because we just got some brand new news on State of the Game today that only happened a couple hours ago, and I want to bring you this information, let you guys know like my opinions, what I think about it, and so if you didn't see State of the Game, basically I'll wrap it up for you. They were talking about 1.4 and how it's not going to be released when they originally intended. They're pushing all future DLC further into the year, so Survival's not going to come out until like the end of the year or later in the year, and then we're going to have a 1.4 update that is going to tweak a lot of the problems that are already in the game, which is going to be in October. So a lot of people are probably really frustrated. I had a lot of people tweeting me saying, Drew, wow, this game's rip, you know, they're not going to fix anything for a couple months, and then, you know, it's way too long to wait. And I want to tell you guys that when they explained, you know, their vision for the game and what their priorities were, it was 100% the correct move, and I want to tell you guys why. Now, you got to realize that there's been a lot of bugs that have been present since the game came out, right? You had the heal bug, you had 1is9, you had, you know, delays on heals, lag issues, you know, on Xbox and PS4, and there's been just numerous amounts of bugs that Massive really hasn't had time to fix because, you know, they've been pushing out new content, you know, with the 1.1 patch, 1.2 patch. Those are two free updates that brought, you know, gear sets and incursions and heroic missions and all these new things in the game. And they never really had the time to be like, okay, let's wait a second, let's put everything on hold and fix the things that are already broken in the game. Now, the Division has enough content. It doesn't need more content right now. Because what happens is when the core game doesn't work as intended, new content doesn't matter. Because it's only going to bring people back for maybe like a week or two, and it's never going to, you know, bring a player base back that's going to stay interested in the game. So them making the decision to push future DLC and work on all of the issues that are in the game that make the game not fun, this is going to absolutely bring back the Division. Now, a lot of people have the opposite opinion, but I'm telling you right now, guys, the worst thing that you could ever ask for in a company is if they don't recognize that there are issues. The fact that they're recognizing that there is major problems with this game and they want to fix that first makes me very, 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 you know, hopeful for the future, and very like I feel so much better about them doing this because this is something that needed to happen. I just wasn't sure, you know, if they were going to be forced into just pushing out more content, because what happens is when the core game has a lot of issues and you pile more stuff in, like new gear sets and a new incursion and all these new things, it's just going to add to the problem and it's going to make it 10 times worse. So yeah, we're not going to have an update until October, but you know, I'm still going to be playing the game quite a bit because, you know, the fact that they acknowledge that this is such a huge problem that they pretty much have to put things on hold, like, I don't think people understand what a big step in the correct direction this is for them to push future DLC and be like, okay, listen, like, this needs to happen before we get to this point. We want to make this right. We want to do this correctly. And that should have been a decision made all along. And I think that this decision was phenomenal. I'm so excited. You know, big ups to everyone at Massive for making this decision. And I know it can be frustrating. I can know waiting sucks. And there's going to be people who are going to whine about it. But this is the correct decision for the long run, guaranteed. So they're also talking about a couple bugs that they're going to fix. They talked about adding, you know, a craft all button. So if you have, say, like 300 gold division tech and you want to convert that all into like high-end cloth or high-end weapon parts, you're going to be able to do that. That's been something that's been missing from the game from the start, but they never really had time to implement that because there were so many other problems that they were working on. So this like 2 to 3 month, you know, break that we're going to get, you know, throughout August, September, and until October, you know, this is going to give them enough time to be like, okay, let's talk about the core issues that have never been fixed because we didn't have time. They also talked about fixing the slow walk down to the underground, which you guys can see I'm playing in this video. So that's going to be kind of nice. And they're adding a bunch of other little stuff like delays and skills and that kind of thing that are going to make the experience overall just better. I think they also mentioned that weapon skins weren't going to take up an inventory slot, so you're going to be able to hoard all the weapon skins that you want, just like, you know, the character skins. You pick up as many of those as you want, and they don't take up inventory space. They go in your appearance folder or your appearance category, and that's another cool thing that they're adding. So they're doing a bunch of little things that are just going to make the game better, but also doing a complete overhaul. Now, they could have easily done some quick patches. They could have done. They could have made Sentry's Call sniper only. They could have, you know, removed fire and explosive bullets from Reclaimer. They could have, you know, lowered the percentage of the NPCs and lowered their damage. They could have done that, but that's a band-aid for a bigger problem, right? You're patching it up just to make it okay for now, and, you know, that's probably not the way to go about it, because that's going to limit them to, you know, things that they can do in ways that they can improve. Like right now, the way that they're making NPCs harder is they're giving them a lot more health and they're making them do a lot more damage. They're not necessarily, like, the intelligence of the AI really isn't going up. Like, they may be a little bit more aggressive, but the intelligence of the AI is a major problem in this game. Like, I can't tell you, like, it's so frustrating to have AI do so much damage and take, you know, be such bullet sponges and take magazines upon magazines to kill them. It's just not a good time, especially because the AI, like, the intelligence is bad. Like, they'll run around, they'll get on cover, they'll run to another cover, they'll run back. Sometimes they won't even shoot you. They'll be aiming at you and not even shoot you. So I think that the fix for this, if they were to figure out a way to do this, would be to make the intelligence a little bit better on the NPCs. So have the NPCs kind of move in groups a little bit smarter and you know, not do stupid things like sit there on walls, and make them a little bit more aggressive, but, you know, lower the health drastically. There's no way it should take multiple magazines to put down one NPC. There's no way that should be possible. Or what they could even do is, like, just make them, like, more of them, less tankiness and more, like, I much rather, you know, burn through a bunch of NPCs and have to kill 5 really tanky NPCs, because when you're killing the same 5 NPCs in an area, you know, it just gets really stale. So they want to rework the NPCs. They want to completely, you know, do an overhaul of this game, and that's exactly what it needs. And this makes me extremely, extremely happy. Now, they could have put in, like, some sort of PvP arena just to hold people, you know, until they got the game fixed. But I think getting the game fixed is a little bit better, because now they're going to be able to expand, right? They're going to be able to, you know, do what they want to do with survival. They're going to be able to, you know, do a battle royale mode if they want. Because if you think about it, if the core game was broken and it wasn't fun, you know, getting items for winning battle royales, there wouldn't be no point, because those items are going to be useless, because, you know, the dark zone, the PvP, and the PvE is not fun. So fixing the core of this game is definitely step one. I can't tell you guys how happy I am that they went this route, and it's needed. 100% needed. And a lot of people, you know, may not agree with me, but I think that this is, you know, exactly what needed in order for me to think that this game has a bright future, and I definitely think it does. So I'm really hoping that we get some information. Hamish said that they're going to be, you know, relaying us more and more information as time, you know, goes on, which is nice, because they're going to be very transparent with us and, you know, try to pass ideas towards us. And they're taking a lot of information in from the forums and Reddit and stuff, and they're taking all of these ideas into account. And I think that's really awesome that they're bringing the community together and kind of rallying, because this game deserves so much more than it has right now. Like the atmosphere, the storyline, the way that this game has so much potential if these problems were just fixed. You know, they need to fix the bugged out skills, they need to fix delays, they need to fix all of these things in order for, you know, the game to feel fun again. You know, it's really frustrating when your skills lock up and you can't do anything, or, you know, your sticky flashbang just destroys your own smart cover. It's just frustrating, man. Or when you take your heal gun out when you clearly double tapped it. These things are going to make the game better if they get improved. But another thing that they mentioned that I thought was pretty interesting is that they're going to be flying people out to test the game. this is awesome because this was one of the things that I suggested. Not necessarily fly people out. My idea was to have kind of like a public test realm or a public test, you know, server that people could play on and test the game. But what they're going to be doing is they're going to be sending out people to Sweden, and I really hope I get this opportunity. I'm actually in the process right now of getting my passport. I've never been out of the United States, so an opportunity like this would be phenomenal. And you know, I'm really excited if this were to go through, if I were to get an invite to this event. I would be astounded to be able to try early stages of the 1.4 and see how the balancing is, and see, you know, the changes that I feel like need to be made, or, you know, any opinions that I have on it. And to be involved in something like that in early stages is pretty awesome, and I'm really hoping that I get chosen for that. But you don't need to be a YouTuber or streamer to be chosen for this, by the way, guys. All you have to do is go on the forums. There's going to be a sign up tomorrow. If you're passionate about this game like I am, and you feel like you have a lot to offer and a lot of good ideas, they want to hear those ideas. So, you know, sign up. What do you got to lose? If you know, they're paying for the trip, they're flying people out, they want to see people from all different, you know, they want to see people from all different aspects of the game. They want to see PvEers, they want to see PvPers, they want to see casuals, they want to see hardcore gamers. So, you know, this is an awesome opportunity, not only for myself, but for you guys who are maybe super passionate about the game too. So, hopefully I get chosen for that. Hopefully you guys think that, that my opinions and stuff are good enough to be nominated for this, and I'm just really excited. So major steps were made in the right direction today. I just want to give you guys my opinions about it and why I feel like, you know, this is one big step in the right direction. Because like I said, the worst possible thing, the people are like, oh, it's gonna die, October's too far away. No, it's not. You know, the hardcore Division players, the hardcore fans of the franchise and of the game, they'll come back, especially if the game is fixed and it's as fun as it was from level 1 to 30. If the scaling gets right, the NPCs, you know, get fixed, and the game has balanced PvP, and then we get additive, you know, whatever survival is going to be, and maybe if we get, like, you know, Battle Royale or PvP Arena down the road, it's going to make the game 10 times better. And believe me, the only way that a game dies is if the game has some sort of problems with it, or that genre of game people aren't interested anymore in. And this genre of game is still really popular, and it will be popular for years to come. People like MMORPG style games. It's really enjoyable, and it's very rewarding. And the game won't die. It will drop in players, absolutely. But when they do a complete overhaul, if the game's done properly and it's done well and there's not bugs like there originally has been throughout this game, the people who are going to come back and try it, and you know people are going to come back and try it, if it's good, they're going to stay, and they're going to, you know, want to spread that passion for the game again. And I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. Hopefully you guys feel the same way that I do. If you don't, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. I love having discussions as long as it's constructive. You guys know my motto. If you're not being constructive, you might as well just stop playing this game, and, you know, don't give any opinions, because not being constructive is not going to help anybody. So always be constructive, look at it from both sides. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.